Welcome back to another Pokemon What If Wednesday, where every Wednesday morning we go through last week's investing and collecting questions, where your guys' questions will actually be featured in the video, and one person's question will help me make the thumbnail every single week. So please drop your questions down below for a chance to be in next week's video, and if I did comment to you saying great question, I might use this, and I didn't, please drop that same question again and put repeat question. It'll get moved to the top, and I can only do so many questions per video, so I can't even get all those in there, so just please keep putting repeat question, and I promise I'll get to you. And I'm not saying I'm some guru who just knows everything, but when I'm unsure, I always like to talk it out with a few people. It always helps me make my final decision. And I got some huge news. We are collabing with the Collectr Coffee Company to make our very first merch because I absolutely love their designs. We got the binder bound t-shirt, and we also have the hoodie. So these are available right now. The hoodie's going to take a few weeks to get to you because that's kind of on pre-order. The shirts are ready to go now, but check out that hoodie. That thing is sick. Got the PB on the coffee cup for PokeBeard. You guys know I love binder collecting. You know, that's pretty much all I do. And this is only going to be available for a limited time. We're already working on our next design. But yeah, t-shirt and hoodie available now. I'll have all the links in the description. And then also, if you're going to grade through PSA, you can use my link in the description and then use my code BEARD25 at checkout, and you receive $25 off your very first submission. But all right, first question is from Paul O'Road 3917. What's up, Beard buddy? I have $500 and want to pick up some sick art PSA 10 cards. Love the Pikachu from 151 and bought a bunch when they were cheaper. Anything else that's not super high that has the same feeling as that card but goes for like 150-ish so I can get multiple PSA 10 copies? Yeah, I got you. But just know right now a lot of PSA 10 cards are starting to come down in price, so you just got to watch them and wait till they plateau. And right now, they're having a glitch in their system through PSA, like through eBay, to where cards are selling at half price. I've seen it so many times now. Look at this, the Magneton. This is just the regular ETB promo, but it is done by Shinji Kanda. And these ETB promos are not super tough to grade, but they're definitely a little tougher to grade than any card you can pull. Look at this, it's sold for $49, $49, $49, $49, $49, all through PSA. And then if we look a little, earlier, Z and G, a day before, $105, $112. So you guys need to be looking through the PSA thing on eBay and trying to find some of these cards that are at half price for some reason. But I know for a fact there is like a glitch in their system right now. It keeps happening with a ton of cards. But as you can see, this got up to $183, this Magneton. It's going down in price right now, so like I said, watch it. But these cards are going to be very hot in the future, in my opinion, just because the PC promos are going to be so expensive. Most people are not going to be able to afford those. So I feel like these will be easy sellers. And like I said, it was already almost at $200, coming down right now. If you can find it for $50, I'd buy every one, to be honest. But even at $100, let's say it gets down to $90, $80, $75, I feel like that's a solid pickup. And same thing with the Eevee. This is the non-Pokemon Center Stand promo. This got up to $165 now last sold. So here's that really cheap sale, $64.99 through PSA. And if we go down a little further, $125, $130, $120, $112. So like I said, it's happening to a ton of cards. So as soon as you're done listening to this video, I would search through a bunch of them and try to find some of these. I'm also going to be doing that myself. Next, we got the Snorlax regular promo. This got up to $280. Now last sold $188, $207, $223. So I would love to pick up a bunch of these around $150-ish if it drops a little further. And here we got a pop on the Snorlax. We got $7,800 in a 10, $10,427 in a 9, and almost $2K in an 8. So not super tough to grade, but, definitely not super easy to grade either. And it's an awesome promo for sure. And then the Venusaur and Blastoise from Celebrations are going down in price right now. They got up to $130 for the Venusaur. Now last sold $100, $106.99. And if it gets down to like $70, $80, I'm definitely going to buy a few more myself. Grab these right before the 30th anniversary. And these do have really high pops, though. So here's the Blastoise with a pop of $20,845 in a 10, $10,770 in a 9. So that is an easy card to grade. And the Blastoise got up to about $145. And now last sold $121, $112, $110, $102, $97. So if you can get these cards below $100, I think they're solid pickups to get before the 30th anniversary. And then even some of these Chinese art rares, this one's a little riskier because we don't know how the Chinese is going to do in the future. In my opinion, I think they're going to do very, very solid. I feel like the way they're doing it right now is perfect. Coming out with beautiful, exclusive art rares. I wish they'd give us a few more like special art rares. but I don't mind the art rares. And yeah, they're just trying different things. I think they just came out with a new Iron Hands. I think it is actually a special art rare now for the Iron Hands EX Chinese exclusive. Could be wrong on that. But look at the Sylveon, $182 in a 10. Leafeon, $187. Umbreon, you know, it's a little over $400. I think the Eevee you can find also from like $150 to $200. Not this Eevee, the Eevee art rare. See if there's one here. We got one at $220 or best offer. But I think I'd just seen one stuff for like $165. But I feel like those are some decent pickups also, and you never know what's going to happen with Chinese in the future. And like I said, it is a little riskier, but I feel okay taking this risk because the cards aren't ridiculously expensive, and they're a really popular Pokemon, and they're exclusive. And not to mention, there's so many fake Chinese boxes and cards out there right now. It'd be kind of nice to get some like legit slabs of these, because I have a feeling people are going to want these graded in the future because there's going to be so many fake raw ones. So yeah, I feel like those are all pretty solid. But all right, next question is from the Mr. 72K. Hey, PokeBeard, what are your thoughts on the M Charizard EX 108? I have a PSA 9 and I'm debating when I should sell it. It has recently plateaued, but with upcoming Phantasmal Flame, should I still hold? Thanks, sir. Love the content. I would definitely wait until Phantasmal Flames drops. Wait till we get that Mega Charizard hype. Because people are forgetting too, that set comes out like a month before Christmas. So I think we're going to have some crazy Charizard hype with the holidays. So I feel like after that card drops, then I'd probably put it up for sale. But a PSA 9 in that card is very solid. There's only 707, and I think it sells for a pretty crazy amount. Last sold on PokeData, which was last month, $22.50. Yeah, just wait one more month. Next is from Pokemon Trader. Oh, glorious bearded one. What do you think about the long-term investability, like 5 to 10 years, of the newer Cosmos Holos? Not the old Wizards of the Coast mid-era ones, but the ones with the hollow borders. Specifically, the popular Pokemon. That Kadabra, number 64, is beautiful, and on top of that, it's an Arita. The Latios and Latias have been bought out. So, at these prices, you might as well. I mean, if these cards are 50 cents, 25 cents, $1, does not really hurt you to spend 10, 15 bucks to pick up some of the more popular Pokemon, just in case. This is my favorite thing to do in Pokemon, and it's paid off almost every time, to be honest, when I've done it. So, I mean, a lot of these cards are so cheap. And here's that Kadabra. And Kadabra doesn't really have a ton of cards. And we also have the Abra here, also done by Arita. So, yeah, I think that's pretty solid. Not too bad at all. And I love when they're just dirt cheap like that. You know, I wouldn't spend thousands of dollars probably on them or like buying out all the PSA 10 copies. I mean, you could, but yeah, if you just spend 10, 15 bucks on a bunch of these Cosmos, it's pretty much risk-free. Next is from Michael Rufai. Hi, Mr. Beard. What do you think about ARS slab Pokemon? I'm not the biggest fan. It just bugs me, the way that the label's on the bottom. I do like the quality, though. I have held one in my hand, and I like how like it's not just a piece of paper in here. So they feel premium. I just don't like the thing at the bottom. It just really bugs me, and it just throws the whole thing off. Probably because I've been staring at graded cards for, you know, my entire life. And that's such a change, but I don't know. And I think they put the number on the back too, which I kind of get why they did that. It's so you appreciate the card more, to where when you look at the card, let's say it's a 6, you're still going to appreciate it the same as if it was a 10 from the front. And then in the back, that's where it says the 10. So I get what they're doing. I'm just not going to buy any of them myself because they are definitely going to be tough to move for sure. Like in person at card shows. I'm sure on eBay they sell decently, but still not nearly as much as PSA. But if you like them, it wouldn't hurt to pick up a couple of them of your like your favorite Pokemon cards or something. I kind of like when people have a little variety in their collection too, like on a shelf display. I think it looks cool when they got like a few PSA, BGS, CGC, you know, ARS. Next question is from Garden States News. Hello, Mr. My beard puts Gandalfs to shame. Wow, thank you. I recently got a PSA 10 on my Snorlax Skyred reverse foil, which is currently a Pop 16. That's crazy. Congratulations. Last sale was in 2024 for $1,700. What's the best way to comp this card in the current market? Thanks again. Well, you are in luck. We just had a brand new sale in a CGC Pristine 10. So here's the sale you were talking about, $1,725 at the end of 2024. But no joke, on October 19th, a CGC Pristine 10 just sold for $4,560. Now, normally a CGC Pristine does get a little bit more money than a PSA, but to be honest, if I'm trying to sell the PSA, it's a Pop 16, I would definitely try to get at least $4,500. So this is a good thing here that this happens, so you have an idea. We also have a BGS 9.5 at $1,835. Yeah, I would just try to get, around $4,500 if you are trying to sell it right now. But luckily that happened. It worked out perfect for this question. Because you can always check out, BGS, CGC, other grading companies to see what they're selling for and kind of compare it like that. But let me know if you do end up selling it. I would love to know. Next is from Aaron Vincent. Hey Beard, what do you think about the investment potential for the reverse holo Charmander from Dragon Majesty? I know exactly what card you're talking about. Extremely low pop reports and hard to find clean. Does a card like this that isn't a chase have a chance to increase in price? So I feel like the only way it's going to really increase in price is if people talk about it. So, showing it in a video like this. Look at that Charmander card. That is absolutely beautiful. As soon as I read your comment, I knew exactly what you were talking about. And yeah, I think if people just learn about it and find out about it, I think it will slowly go up in price a little bit. It is a premium card. I think it's one of the best looking Charmander cards we've ever gotten. And yeah, it's very tough to find in a PSA 10 and even clean. But we got a near mint sale at $19. So, I mean, that's a decent amount of money for a reverse holo. So it's getting a decent value. We got a PSA 9 at $50. Another one here, it says at $14.50. That's kind of crazy. I don't think that's the right card, is it? That is not the right card. But yeah, I think it's super cool. It'd be sick if they would turn this into an illustration rare. But right next is from Josh M. Hey Beard, you may have done a video about it at some point, but what are your thoughts on the SL set from Call of Legends long term? I was surprised at how low the pops are, and there are some beautiful arts of shiny legendaries. Currently trying to build a full set in PSA 8. I love those cards. I'm obsessed with that set. And I even just mentioned it too, that I thought the Kyogre literally looks way better than the actual Gold Star Kyogre. Like, I think it actually blows it out of the water. And for a lot of these Pokemon, this is their only shiny card ever. So I'm obsessed with the set. I currently have it all complete in near mint raw, but I might start picking up some slabs of some different ones here and there. And I wouldn't mind completing it one more time raw if I find a good deal or anything like that. They even have some of the best energies in Pokemon history. Check these out. I love these. I have all these also. Super, super cool set. But you can literally just type in Pokemon SL on eBay, and these will all pop up. Poor Entei down here, not getting any love. But all the cards in this set are kind of crazy art-wise. I mean, just look at the Lugia Holo here. That thing's wild. The Rayquaza. Check out the Snorlax. Just doing work, sitting down. The Espeon's crazy. Gyarados is sweet. One of the coolest Ninetales cards in Pokemon history. Check that thing out. He just looks so mean. Jolteon. Vaporeon, Flareon for Alligator. Ho-Oh. Leafeon, Cleffa, Typhlosion, Groudon. This set is literally stacked. Lucario, Eevee, Deoxys, Houndoom. Man, this would be a set I would love to master set also, just because every card is such good art. Maybe I will, because I got all the energies, and I have a few sets of them, so I need another set of these shinies, and then just all the holos and stuff. But some of the holos are pretty expensive. I mean, the Umbreon, $70. But yeah, let me know down below your guys' favorite Call of Legends cards. So here's all the shinies. It's a tough one. I'm probably going to have to go Suicune, of course. That Lugia is also sick. Man, it's a crazy set. But all right, next question is from Ariel Gill. Hey Beard, what are your thoughts on the half booster boxes from an investment perspective? Thanks for all you do. Love the content and keep it up. I swear no one ever talks about those. Even when you go on TCG Player, they don't even have pictures for half of them. So here's the Destined Rivals half booster box. So total sold 39 in 3 months. We don't even have an average daily sale. So that's kind of crazy. Last sold 225, 225, 267, 375 last month. And there's only 11 of them available from one seller. That's wild. I think they're kind of cool. I'm surprised they're not doing better, especially with all the box breakers and stuff. But if you can get a good deal on them, I'd pick up a few of them of some decent sets. I probably wouldn't go crazy compared to like booster boxes, but if it makes sense, I'd probably grab some. I actually don't have any half booster boxes. Like I said, I never see them. Next is from Germs catch 'em. Hey, Mr. Beard, I watch your videos every morning like the morning news. Thank you. I have 2 PSA 10 Van Gogh Picas. Would it be a good time right now to sell or trade one for sealed products or other PSA 10s? Thanks for all the content. I feel like now is a pretty solid time, especially with that card being such a high pop to where if the market does cool off, it will definitely come down in price. And then, yeah, you can invest into a bunch of other things. So that's a decent chunk of money. Next is from @Kurtomatic. Why do you use an AI profile picture? So I actually have a few reasons why I use my PokeBeard guy for like my thumbnails and my profile picture. One is I can't stand taking pictures of myself. I've never liked that. I didn't even have a Facebook. I've never had a Facebook. I have one now for PokeBeard, but I never had a Facebook my entire life growing up. And then the other reason too, why I use my PokeBeard guy for the thumbnails is I cannot stand the thumbnails with the big shocked faces or the mad faces or the sad faces. I just think those are hilarious looking, and I'm not a fan. I know pretty much every creator does it, and it gets people a lot of views, but I don't care. I just want to do what makes me feel comfortable, which is one of the reasons why I don't, put on a big show when I make these videos. Some people say I'm like kind of monotone, but this is how I am in real life, and this is how I want to be in my videos. I feel like it's the most genuine. A lot of people, as soon as they switch a camera on, they're like yelling into the camera and stuff. I just don't want to do that at all. Yeah, I just want to be myself. And then also in the future, when I go and look back at my channel, I want to be proud of everything that I did. I don't want to cringe or be embarrassed by my content or, my thumbnails or anything like that. And I just want to be proud of all the original series that I've made and all the content that I've done and all the people that have helped out. So, all right, next is from @Donut King. Hey, PokeBeard King of the North. What's your thoughts on selling trading PSA slabs, 9s, and 10s for sealed products like ETBs, PC ETBs, and booster boxes? Long term, what's the better hold? Thanks. Definitely sealed products. Sealed products is going to pretty much outperform 98% of all cards. Next is from @Evan Venzuramirin. I butchered that. Hello, my good bearded sir. I've got a couple of PSA 10 slabs I plan on selling to put towards sealed. Darkrai GG50, Roaring Moon EX251, Petram PC promo, and the newest Bear Walker Leafeon card in a 9. Plus the Espeon still in grading. A goal of mine because of you is to have at least 2 of 4 of each sealed product I collect. So in this crazy market, should I buy a second 151 ETB and a second of Celebrations ETB, or instead buy the Evolving Skies ETB since I don't have those yet? Honestly, Evolving Skies ETBs I feel like it's a solid pickup. Celebrations right now I feel like it's a solid pickup since we have the 30th. 151 is a little expensive, but if you can find a decent deal and they are truly minty, I'm not scared to buy 151. Now, there is a small chance 151 does have a reprint or two of some ETBs, but again, they will be eaten up immediately. I don't think it'll do a massive dive on the market for that box. But yeah, like I said, I like Evolving Skies and Celebrations for sure right now, and I would buy 151. Next is from @MF the One. Hey Beard, what are your thoughts on investing in Japanese sealed and singles? Appreciate you. So I invest into some Japanese. I don't go crazy, but I always love to pick up, the top 2 or 3 sets of that entire generation. And like I said, I don't go crazy. So as long as I get at least like 4 booster boxes of each, I'm very happy. But I got a bunch of Japanese 151 booster boxes, and I have a good amount of Glory of Team Rocket. Those 2 I'm specifically getting a lot of just because they're so nostalgic based into that Gen 1 stuff. So I'm definitely going a little heavier on there. And I'm a big fan of Terrestrial Festival just because you get that guaranteed card in each box. And I think I have maybe 12 of those so far. But yeah, I just try to stick with like the top 2 to 3 sets if you can. Try to get at least 4 boxes so you have some variety. And I feel like that's totally safe. And I think even EV Heroes is still somewhat affordable. I want to say $400-ish. Not a bad pickup, to be honest. And then singles, I pretty much only invest into vintage Japanese that is exclusive or modern Japanese that is exclusive. Those are my favorite. Like the Japanese Versus set, which is a vintage set, is one of the most undervalued sets in Pokemon history, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't go crazy. You can maybe invest in some of the cheaper, art rares and special art rares of some of the more popular cards or popular Pokemon. That might be, a decent play in the future. I know some of the Terrestrial Festival evolutions are still very affordable, stuff like that. But I would definitely stick with mostly English if you can. Just do a little bit of Japanese, a little bit of Chinese on the side, just in case. Next is from @Spider2009. To the one beard to rule them all, the one beard to find them, the one beard to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them. Love it. Which would you prefer to hold on to for the next 3 to 10 years? Obsidian Flames PC ETB or Paldea Evolve PC ETB? The gem rate is roughly 10% on the Charmander promo from Obsidian with a Zard to chase, but the PAL has multiple chases with the Pikachu promo gemming at 20% and the Magikarp gemming at 18%. So that is a really tough one. Let us know down below what you guys think. You guys think you should keep the Paldea Evolved Pokemon Center ETB or the Obsidian Flames Pokemon Center ETB? Because that is a toss-up. I mean, they're both super close. They've pretty much been neck and neck this whole time in the market. I do think the Charmander promo is more loved than the Pikachu promo, even though the Pikachu promo is pretty crazy if you think about it. A Pikachu with the 3 starters, that's kind of nuts. And Paldea Evolved is a way better set. It's way deeper. The Magikarp, I mean, is worth almost triple or quadruple that Charizard. So I personally would probably keep Paldea Evolved, but I have a feeling Obsidian Flames is going to slightly outperform Paldea Evolved. So I feel like it's really up to you which one you like better. Maybe you like a certain box art better or something like that. But yeah, let us know down below what you guys think. All right, next is from @Toys Complete Me. Mr. Beard, first off, go Twins or any other Minnesota team. One day, one of the big 4 will win a championship. I really hope so. I've been waiting forever. Anyways, been seeing you seem to like promo cards. I've been buying the stamped promos from Prismatic Evolution surprise boxes. What are your thoughts on those promos? Personally, I think they're beautiful. I just mentioned those in my last Sleeper Sunday. Guys, definitely go check out that video. But yeah, most of those cards are, $3 to like $6. And it's also not very often where you can get every single evolution for a set like that, because a lot of times they just kind of sprinkle evolutions in here or there. So to get every single evolution like that, all stamped, I think that's a very solid pickup. I would definitely pick up a few sets of that if you can. I think only the Umbreon is the one that's pretty expensive, around like $20. All right, next is from @Binstees. What's your favorite baby Pokemon? Definitely Tyrogue. Hands down, it's not even close. Let us know down below your guys' favorite baby Pokemon. I think that's a super fun question. Next is from @Dark Tower. Hey Beard, thanks for the great video a few weeks ago on protecting our collections. I recommend that both old and new collectors check that out. So if you guys did not know, once a month I do a how-to video showing you guys how to navigate the hobby like a pro. And I did make a playlist for this, so you guys can go there and watch all of them. I also made a playlist for all my new Throwback Thursdays where I go over, the best cards for a certain Pokemon. Just to make it easy so you guys can go over there and search up whatever you need to search. But it says, in that video you said you weren't a fan of perfect fit card sleeves, but for collectors who have a display where cards are in one-touch magnetic cases, mags, do you recommend perfect fit sleeves to protect a card in the mag? Thanks. So if you're using those, then yeah, perfect fit's pretty much your only option. And I think perfect fits are fine. You just have to be so careful taking the cards out. I strongly recommend having your wife or, someone with small fingers to do it, because sometimes they are really tough to get out to where you will somewhat damage a card slightly. I've seen it many times. I've even done it. When you sit and take out thousands and thousands of cards from sleeves, it's going to happen. Right, next is from a member @Jack Peterson. How many followers, subscribers would it take to do a live stream of you shaving your beard? So, probably 1 million, to be honest. If I got to 1 million, I would maybe shave my beard. I would hate to do it, especially now that I'm PokeBeard. Everybody just calls me Beard. But if I got to 1 million, I would do it. And then, it wouldn't take me that long to grow somewhat of a decent beard back. This has taken me like 7 years now, probably coming up on. So it does take a while to get this crazy length, but I could grow a decent sized beard in probably 6 months. But yeah, I would hate to do that. But I think for 1 million, I think it would be worth it. Not sure if I will ever get to 1 million, but you never know. All right, next is from @AJD. Goodness gracious, great beard of fire. I recently got my grading submission back and got a PSA 10, BWR Zekrom, Lugia V Alt Art, Chinese exclusive Umbreon, and Sewerledge EXSR. Do you believe now would be a good time to sell any of these, or would it be best to hold long term? I have a local card show coming up and was considering trading these Zekrom for Sword and Shield sealed or older. All were pulled cards, so cost per was around 100 on average after grading. Insane pack luck, I know. Yeah, I feel like I'd be okay with selling some of those. Maybe keep, I don't know, the Chinese exclusive Umbreon and maybe the Lugia. Sell the Zekrom and the Sewerledge first, and then pick up some sealed. The Lugia might be one you might want to hold on to just because it's one of the most popular modern cards. And the Chinese exclusive Umbreon, we don't know how good that card is going to do in the future, to where you might regret that one, but again, you never know too, because we don't know how good Chinese is going to do. But yeah, selling graded cards for sealed is usually, the best option. And last question is from @Curio Collect. Hey, my man, have you played Pokemon Legends EA yet? What are your thoughts? So I did start it. I absolutely hate the intro and how you have to go through all that. I feel like I've been doing it for like 2 hours and I'm still not done. That's driving me nuts. I've seen a ton of videos. I wasn't super excited for this game anyways. I love when we get, the next generation. Those are my all-time favorite Pokemon games because I love to go catch every single new Pokemon. So Gen 10, when that game comes out, then I'll be obsessed playing it nonstop. That's where I don't even really care how good the game is because I just want to see all the new Pokemon anyways. But I am currently playing the new Digimon game, Story Time Stranger, I think it's called, on PS5. And if you guys ever liked Digimon growing up, and you guys like playing the Pokemon games, I promise you, you guys will love this game. It's kind of crazy. The graphics are so much better than Pokemon, and I think I was running around with like 4 or 5 Digimon running behind me. I did like a 4v4 battle. Like, it's kind of crazy. And honestly, the entire game is like so in-depth compared to a Pokemon game, which seems super basic. But like, yeah, it's kind of hard to explain, but there is just so many different Digimon and they can all, digivolve into different things and all the battling, and there's like, personalities, and they got to have different personalities to evolve into these certain things. Like, it's crazy, but it's been a blast. I definitely recommend it to anybody who used to love Digimon back in the day. They have all the older Digimon and then they have a bunch of newer ones too. But yeah, I was definitely a little disappointed from what I've seen so far of Legend ZA. I really wish Pokemon would step up some of their games and just try some different things. But yeah, I think they're still kind of fun to play though once you get into them and you kind of forget about the graphics. But Legend ZA has definitely been looking pretty rough. But yeah, let me know down below if you guys are playing the new Digimon game or the new Legend ZA game. I would love to know. But alright, that was today's Pokemon What If Wednesday. And like I mentioned before too, please check out that merch. I think it'd make a great Christmas present too for anybody who's a big Pokemon card collector. And I love this merch so much too because, it's not just your typical Pokemon merch. As you guys know, I don't really wear any Pokemon merch. I feel like it was the perfect in-between, card collecting and, still cool, but not just screaming Pokemon, because I know some people don't like to wear that stuff. But yeah, definitely check that out. And then again, too, if you're going to grade with PSA, use my link in the description and use the code BEARD25 at checkout to receive $25 off. Then, of course, if you guys like this content, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. And then if you guys want to support more, you guys can check out my Instagram, my TikTok, or my YouTube membership. It's only 99 cents a month. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day, and you guys got to check out my last card party video. I think the last 25 minutes was a meet and greet with me and Danny doing the meet and greet together. And we were sitting there giving crap to each other, going back and forth, giving, packs to kids. It's a blast. It's a must watch. I also do a buyer point of view and stuff like that at Card Party and pick up some cards. But yeah, definitely check that out. Click this video here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.